Just a quick little thing I want to add to the start. I didn't mention if the memory card file doesn't work. I'm gonna leave in the description. I'm gonna leave every single loadout for each level that you will need. If you want to set them up manually, what you can do is you can use the unlock all weapons cheat and the unlock all missions cheat, and then you can start from the first mission. And the way you want to set up the loadout for each mission is you just want to finish the mission with that loadout, and then it will save. And just make sure you save after each mission, then you'll have them all set up. So I'll leave in the description each loadout for each level, so you can set them up manually if you would like to do that. But yeah, let's go on with the tutorial. Okay, so Blade 2 any% New Game Plus tutorial for the PS2 version. So there's a few things I'm gonna go over. Some stuff is little settings that don't really make that much of a difference. And then I'm gonna go over specific tricks and stuff that you'll need to know how to do. As well as some details about versions, stuff like that, and then we can get into the actual proper tutorial. So, to start off, I will be providing in the description a PCSX2 build that I use, the specific version that I use that's set up. You might have to reset up the controller, but it's set up that I use to run this game with all the graphic settings that won't make the game lag too much, because it still might tank. It doesn't really, but it's just the way I use it. You can feel free to edit that or use your own, but I would recommend using 1.2.1, which is what I use, which I'll provide in the description. I also will be providing the game itself. You will need the NTSC version, the US version. I will be providing a link to a Google Drive link to that as well, so you can download the game. And I will also provide a memory card file that you can use that has everything set up, because in this game each level has like a predetermined loadout that you set yourself, and to make that loadout save you have to beat each level. So it's just so you don't have to worry about that. It'll all be set up for you, ready to go. And also I should point out, this is for the emulated version of the game, or playing it on emulator should I say, but everything I'm going to show, the entire run, will work on console. I've done console runs myself. It's a couple minutes slower due to loads. That's it. There is one minor difference on the last level, the core. But if you're playing on PCSX2, that minor difference is exactly the same as console. I run the game on PS3, which has fast load screens. I still class it as emulator, but in the core there's a thing that happens on the PS3 where the cycle of the gas is slower. It's either slow or fast, I don't remember, but on this emulated version it's the same as PS2. It just means you might have to take it a little bit more safe, but apart from that, it's the same. Yeah, I'll go over that when I get to it, which it's the final level anyway, so it's a while to get to there yet. So yeah, I'll be providing all that stuff. When you get it, if you're going to do runs or practice, whatever, you want to go load and then find the memory card where the stuff is saved in. So here we've got game complete. This is what you need, so you want to load that, and everything will be set up ready to go for you. So we don't do the training because in New Game Plus we just go straight to the first level. If you do New Game, you will have to do training with the space, but if you're doing like just New Game Plus runs, you don't have to do that. Just go straight into the exchange on human. So I want to talk about some things quickly. So everything will be set up for you, like help tips will be turned off. I have music volume turned all the way up. You can turn that down if you want, but everything will be set up. You feel free to change any of these. That's tied to the save file itself. So let me load up a level where I can explain some things. Which level can I load that doesn't have a lot going on? Oh, I'll load up, yeah, because it's a good place to go over what I need to do. I'll load up the Big Bang. So, there's a few things you'll need to know. You'll need to get used to the movement in this game. It's very weird. There's a lot of minor details. So all the movement is done on the left analog stick. Quick turn in is done on the left analog stick because the right analog stick is used to do 360 combat. So you can't use the right analog stick to move the camera, but you get pretty used to like turning with the left stick. It's not too bad. It's pretty easy to get used to. So yeah, there is some things you're gonna need to know how to do. So one thing with the controls specifically is you need to know how to do this this first person look. So just hold L1 to do that. And side jumping is very important in this game. So side jumping is very broken. One thing you can do when you are side jumping is if you side jump, so if you hold square like I am now, and then you flick the stick left or right, and in midair then flick the stick backwards, you will actually change direction and you will go back in the opposite direction, as you can see. So that is very useful. You will need to know this to know to do that. So flick it right and then back, and you'll do this. Very, very useful, and you'll see why. Because right here, if we do that off this ledge, we can clip out of bounds. So we'll be using that quite a lot. So the way that works is that it tricks the game into thinking you're going to land on the floor down there, and then you're not, and it just goes through the floor here, and then we can get out of the map. So that's something you're going to know how to do. So that's the main stuff. Most of the time you'll be using the pistol. There is a little trick that I don't really use, but you can if you want. If you press reload and then instantly, like, I don't know, if you move forward and then reload and then let go, you can cancel the animation. So you just flick forward, reload, and then let go with the left stick. You can cancel the reload animation. It's good if you want to start shooting again really quick, but you can just reload while moving anyway, so it doesn't really matter. One thing you do not want to do is reload while standing still, because then you can't move. If you reload while standing still, it won't let you move, so you want to make sure that you're moving when you reload. And that's pretty much it. So left on the D-pad is pistol, up on the D-pad will be UV grenades if you're in a level that has them. And yeah, I think that's all I needed to cover there. So now we can get into the actual run itself and learning it all. So timer would start when you skip the first cutscene of the exchange. So we go to the exchange. You can just mash through all of these. Whenever you start a level, you can just keep mashing, because the loadout will already be preset for you. So timer will start as soon as you skip this cutscene, when you press X to skip it, if you were doing a run. So straight away you want a quick turn here. Like as soon as the level's like loading in, you want a quick turn. You don't need to worry about these enemies here if you're fast enough. It's just I'm going to kill them because obviously I want to explain what I'm doing. So you'll start here. As soon as you skip the cutscene, spam to quick turn, and then you want to come over here and you want to jump onto this box right here in front of me. And you want to get like on it. You don't want to be like over here. You want to make sure you actually land on it. It can be quite annoying to get on it if you like moving, but you just want to make sure you can land on it like this. And then what you want to do is we're going to clip through this wall, and the way we're going to do that is you want to hold L1 to go into the strafe mode, and you want to slowly tap right until you drop down like that. And if you do it correctly, you want to back punch twice, or back punch and then, well, when I say back punch, I just mean do the melee attack by flicking backwards on the stick. The direction where you do some of these attacks is going to be very important. And the way the punching in this game works on like a rhythm, so you can't like mash it. You need to time it. So you want to punch, punch, and you'll go through the wall like this. So I'll do it again. So you want to go punch, punch, and you should go through the wall. You want to make sure you don't have to be looking directly straight. It's not too specific. Get on the box, tap right until you fall. and then punch, punch, and you should go through the wall. One thing to note, if you get on the box and then you shimmy to the right too far, like let's say I go too far, it won't work. I'll try and show an example of that. If you do it too much, that shouldn't work. So I flicked it too much, so now I'm too far to the right and it won't let me get through. So you want to make sure when you're doing this, you tap it ever so gently, so you slide down and then back punch twice to clip through. So when you out of bounds, the out of bounds stuff in this game, it can be tricky at first if you don't really know what you're doing, where you're going, because you're basically just jumping in a void. But as if you practice enough and you know like the layouts of the map, you should be able to figure out where you're going pretty easily. So you want to clip through. See that right there? I didn't do it correctly. Want to drop, then clip through, and we want to turn. You want to kind of just run forward and then turn to the left a bit while you're moving. And you'll see this like stairs here. You want to just kind of run like just to the right of that. This isn't really that specific. I'll explain why. Also, when you are out of bounds, you always want to be jumping pretty much. Because if you're not, and you walk into a plane where you can get stuck in between a level, in between two parts of the level's geometry, that's when it's loading. You can get soft locked and you just basically disappear, or you won't be able to move. So you want to make sure that you always jump in. There's some spots where you don't have to jump, but I just know where they are. I'd recommend just always jumping out of bounds if you can. So yeah, so you just want to jump this direction. This is more so just getting a feeling for what you're doing. You just got to practice. So when you're down here, you'll land down here. So you'll see this wall on the left. You kind of just want to run at an angle along it. So basically where I'm going right now is fine. Just keep going this way. My angle was pretty good here. So just keep jumping this way until you see a elevator loading. That's the elevator we want to be going to. Here we go. So that door is an elevator right there. That's the end of the level. But first we need to kill 2 enemies. And the 2 enemies are inside this room. And the fastest way to kill them is to just quickly walk through the elevator door and just hold left to turn and shoot at the same time. So you just want to be holding left and then shooting while you're holding left. So I'll try and do that. You want to come in, go through the door, hold left, spin around, and then just walk back in. Both these enemies only take 1 bullet to kill. So you want to just walk out, shoot them, and just walk back into the elevator. And then I'll trigger the end of the level. Like so. So that level's pretty straightforward. This level, next level, is Horror Stories. This is probably the easiest level in the game. It's very, very simple. So as soon as you start, you want to equip the pistol and you want to come up the stairs. You want to come up here. You can kill this guy if you want. It's up to you. Also in this game, you want to always be shooting doors. Because sometimes if you like walk into a door to go through it, sometimes it can like stop you a little bit. So if you shoot it to open it beforehand, it can be quite handy to just walk through. So yeah, so you don't have to worry about turning around to kill that guy. I just did it for the sake of explaining the door thing. So you just want to, you don't even need to kill the guy who's at this doorway. You just want to literally come up the stairs, go this way, shoot these doors and try and kill these 2 enemies. You don't need to kill them, but you might as well while you're running over here. So there's a bunch of different ways you can do this this clip. Basically what we're going to do is we're going to use this pot here to clip through the wall. The end of the level is basically in that elevator. So what I would do in a run is I would run from here along this wall, and then I would turn and jump like that. That way can be kind of finicky. Also, yes, literally all you do to get through this wall is you just side jump into the pot and it just pops you through the wall. So yeah, that's literally all you do. So you can do what I do, which is just run along this wall, turn, and then jump. But you need to kind of get a feeling for where you are. It can be kind of tricky. You can also do it the other way, so you can run this way and turn left and jump. Not like that. You can turn left and then jump into it too if you want. It's entirely up to you. So you can run this way, turn, and then jump. That I find that way a little bit harder. Or you can just do the consistent way, And literally just come up to here, turn, and just set yourself up when you do it. It's entirely up to you. So literally all you want to do is just get through this wall. So you just want to jump into the pot, get through, and then just walk forward into the elevator. And that's the end of the second level. Really short and sweet. Very easy level. So now we've got the Blood Club. My layout is not set up. Okay, I'm gonna need to restart quickly. I thought this save had everything set up, but it doesn't. I usually run this on PS3, so my loadout for this level isn't set up properly. You need UV grenades, at least one. So let me put those on. It's when I put the memory card file in the description, it will have every level up to date, so it's fine. Don't worry about it. So as soon as you start this level, you want to equip the pistol, and there's going to be a guy right in front of you. You want to shoot him, and again try shooting the doors to get them open. Come this way. We're going to shoot these guys. Basically, whenever there's enemies in your way, you want to be jumping past them. But in this level, we have ammo to spare. So we're just going to shoot them to make our movement more consistent. Just come this way, shoot this guy. And then shoot this guy. And then as soon as you shoot him, equip the UV grenade and throw it down. That will kill the enemies in this room. You need to kill them or you can't open this door. So literally, you just you don't need to kill these. I just want to explain. Literally, you just throw the grenade down. So you shoot the guy who's up against this wall. Press up on the D-pad and mash X to throw it down, and mash left on D-pad to pull the pistol back out. If you're confused about something, you always want to be looking at my controller viewer so you can see what I'm doing. And then as soon as you've thrown the grenade down and pulled the pistol back out, you just want to run towards this door. And then this door's going to open. You want to try your best to jump here at an angle before you go through the door, because there's a cutscene. And we want to jump during the cutscene. So you want to just run in and then jump. And you want to skip to mash to skip that. And then this guy up here, you want to try and kill him. It's not a big deal. But as soon as you skip the cutscene, just hold shoot and try and kill that guy. Okay, I didn't kill him there. But you want to try and kill him. And then you just want to come up here. And then literally, this isn't too precise at all. Let me just kill these enemies first. I can... there's a lot of them. You don't need to kill these. I'm doing it so I can explain what I'm doing without being bothered by them. So you want to just come up these stairs. And we're going to basically do one of those side jump tricks. We're not going to jump like left and then back. We're not going to do that. We're going to just literally jump left. Because what we're going to do is we're going to trick the game into thinking that we're going to land on the stair level. But we're actually going to clip inside of this little wall here. And this is not precise at all. Literally, all you want to do is just come up here at a certain angle. It's really not precise. I just kind of wing it. And literally just jump left. If you do it correctly, you should get in the wall like this. It's pretty simple to do. So I'll show it again. Like I was doing a run, I'd come up the stairs. And then just jump left. And you should get in. And then once you are in here, you want to just turn left. Kind of like this. This isn't too precise. You can kind of figure out where you're going when things load in. So you just want to turn left and then walk forward and then hold jump. So you jump as soon as you hit the floor. And you'll see this building load in. When you see this building load in, all you want to do when this building loads in is just jump at an angle in this direction. So from the corner of this building, you just want to jump at an angle like this. It's not too precise. Just jump over here. And you'll see the elevator load. There it is. And then just run into that, and that's the end of the level. And now the next level, there is no skips, sadly. But we do have to do some things. We've got to destroy 17 computers. Actually, I didn't check my loadout. Did I have a UV grenade on this loadout? Yeah, I do. Okay. You can do this without the UV grenade, but to be safe, I would recommend using it, because you can die on this level. If you don't want to be resetting a lot, I would recommend using it where I'm going to show. But then if you don't want to use it, just don't use it where I show. So, as soon as you start this level, skip the cutscene, run forward, go left, down here. Whenever there's enemies in the way, like I said, just try and jump around them. You don't really want to be wasting ammo in this level. You want to destroy these 2 computers here. And then there's a bunch of computers over here. Okay, that was really lucky. I destroyed all those computers on that side of the room in one swipe. That usually doesn't happen. Usually, let me deal with these guys so I can explain what I'm doing. So there's 4 computers on this side of this room here, and I managed to destroy them all in one swipe. So usually what I do is I land here, I get here, I shoot these 2 here, and then I turn, and then I try and like shoot like this, and then I come over here and shoot that one. Usually I miss that one, and then you want to turn around and you want to shoot that one over there, and you want to do all this really fast, because the enemies are going to be attacking you, and then once you destroy them, you want to go that way. So let me just restart the level and show that again. You want to spam skip the cutscene, cut the pistol, go left, up here. You want to jump when there's enemies in your way. So you want to shoot these 2 computers. Sometimes they will miss. It's kind of awkward. Shoot those 3. Come over here. Shoot this one. And then shoot the one over there in that room. Get that. When you do this room, you should have 7 done. So as long as you've got 7, you've done it correctly. And then you want to come this way. And there's going to be another 4 computers in here. So we're going to shoot this one. Then these 2, and then that one there, and then we're going to turn around and go back. Like I said, whenever there's enemies in your way, you want to be jumping. You don't want to be wasting ammo in this level because we need it to shoot the computers. So if you want to use a UV grenade, this is where I would use it. If you're low on health, when you use it, turn around. There's usually one of the enemies will drop a health pack close by. And you want to keep coming over this way. So there's going to be a computer at the end of this corridor. You just want to shoot to try and destroy it, and then go left, and then go right here. I'm going to go and get the last couple of computers. Just keep going this way. Try to jump when there's enemies in your way. Then we're going to turn right here, shoot this computer, shoot that computer over there, shoot that computer over there, and then shoot this computer here. And then we're going to go back. We've got one more left to do, which is at the end of the corridor where we just came from. It's easier, it's faster to get it on the way back, so that's what I do. So just come this way, and then just shoot down here till you destroy it. Cutscene will trigger, skip it. Try and kill, it will spawn a guy with a gun there. Try and kill him if you're low on health. Then just go left to get into the elevator, and that's the end of the level. So the reason we can't skip that level is because you need to destroy the computers for the end level trigger to spawn, because the end level trigger is basically where the level starts. It's the same elevator, so you need to destroy them all to get the trigger, which is sad. And now we're on cover up. So again, will you be using UV grenades here? There's a pretty cool trick that we can do right at the start. I'm going to try my best to explain it. But I'm going to explain like the mechanics behind it first before I do it. So this first room here has got a lot of enemies in. We're going to kill them really fast. So what you can do in this game, when you throw a UV grenade like this, you can't do anything. You're like stuck throwing it. You literally can't do anything. Like you're stuck throwing it. But I should have put in me restart. But if you throw it and then at a certain point back kick, you can actually move during it. Like that was too early. That was too early. You need to do it at like a certain point in the animation. And then it will explode in midair. It will explode while you're jumping. So we're gonna use that here to basically kill everyone in this room pretty much in one UV grenade. So you wanna throw it, wait, back kick, and jump. And as you can see, it triggers in midair. That's what we want to do. So basically, as soon as this level starts, you want to equip the UV grenades. Just skip the cutscene, equip the UV grenades. And we're going to run forward. So there's going to be 2 guys here. You want to get basically in line with them. Throw the UV grenade, kick to cancel, jump over the... Okay, that can happen as well. This is annoying. If you get too close or too far forward in front of them, they can shoot you and it will cancel you being able to jump. Like it's different explaining what you're doing and then explaining what you're doing in a while actually trying to explain it and do it at the same time. Like usually it's quite awkward. Just want to get to a certain point, don't walk too far forward, kick, jump, and then when you hit the ground, throw another one. And if you do it correctly, after he throws the second one, which will, the narrator should say door open. Yeah, so you need to kill everyone in this room to open that door to get through. You need to go through this door. So you need to kill everyone in the room. And yeah, we do those 2 UV grenades to pretty much wipe them all out. Sometimes the second UV grenade won't kill everyone. When you throw the second one when you're down here, it won't say door open. If that happens, quickly turn around. There's a guy usually standing just here in this direction somewhere. He'll be standing here. Just try and shoot him. He's the last one. Then turn around again and go through the door. Let me do that again. Like this trick is quite complex. There's a lot going on with it. So skip the cutscene. Equip the UV grenades. Run forward. Throw the UV grenade. Kick to cancel. Jump. Land on the floor. Throw the UV grenade again. And there we go. If you do it correctly, it'll say door open. Like I said, if you throw the second one and he doesn't say door open, just turn around and there's a guy behind you somewhere. But yeah, if it does say door open, literally just hit the ground, walk forward and just go through the door. Yeah. So when you do that, you want to come through here, shoot this guy because he can get in your way, and then come up here. You can kind of ignore these enemies if you want, doesn't really matter, just kind of jump through. Don't really have to shoot them. But you need to save a bit of ammo in this level because we're going to use it towards the end, so don't waste all your bullets. Then just come through here, go right. There's going to be fire here that comes out of these dragon heads, so as long as you know where it is, you can jump over them. So I'd try and like jump over them, even if they're not there. Then come down here. These enemies can be annoying. You want to kill these 2 in this corridor. And then right here, you want to walk through this right door. Let me kill these enemies just so I can explain this. Because they can be annoying. So when you come, you're going to be doing this with all the enemies trying to attack you. Because it's faster. If you want to try and kill them, that's up to you. But you want to walk through the right door here. And you want to walk down to a certain point. This for me is just kind of like a feel thing. I don't have a setup for it. I just kind of feel it. I know what I'm doing. So you just want to walk down here. And you want to stop when you think you're at a decent like height. And you want to turn left. And then when you feel like you've got a decent angle, just side jump to the right. And if you do it correctly, you'll land inside of this this railing here. And then just tap forward and you'll fall down. And then you're out of bounds. So again, I'll do that again. So you just walk forward to the point where you feel like it's good, turn to the right, and then turn to the left, and then jump right, and you will land in here. I would advise to, if you're doing like side jumps, like for the first time when you're starting out, I would advise holding L1, because if you try and do a side jump by doing this like this, the camera can turn. If you wait too long like this and you turn like too much before you jump, it's gonna turn the camera. What you can also do is you can hold square and then flick right. So you can hold square to do the jump and then just press the direction you want to jump, and that'll also do the jump. That's going to come in handy on the next level. You're going to need to do this. Also, you can also hold L1 as well if you wanted to. That's up to you. Yeah, so you want to come down here, turn left, get to a certain point on the stairs, turn left, and then just jump right. You'll get into the railing, walk forward, and you'll fall down. So when you fall down, you want to just turn to the left a bit. This isn't really too specific. You just kind of want to turn left and then just go straight along the wall. So just turn left and then just go like this way. I can't really show like any landmarks to look at, but you just want to basically go the wall above me. You just want to go straight along this left wall pretty much. So just kind of just turn to the left and then just jump forward, and you'll load in the final area, which is here. And in this room, there's this big like thing in the middle. As you can see, I'm locking onto it. There's a bunch of purple little penis things that stick out. You want to shoot them, all of them. What I would usually do is before I even walk through the wall, I'd already be shooting them. But you just wanna hold shoot to shoot these. There you go, and you shoot those 4. As soon as you shot those 4, you want to come over this way. When you get to this pillar here, you want to turn to the right and then shoot these 4, and that's it. That's the end of the level done. So yeah, that's cover up. Now we're on to acid rain. Acid rain has the hardest skip in the game. I'm gonna try my best to explain it as best as I can. I'm gonna try my best to explain it as best as I can. I might not do a very good job, but I'm gonna try my best. It's quite difficult to do. Yeah, so when you load in, you want to equip the gun, come up the stairs, shoot this grate out. You want to go right and shoot this grate out again. Now we want to try our best to kill every enemy in this room. It's very important that we do this for when we come back later. So what I do is I jump up these stairs and then use a UV grenade here. And just go forward. Kill anyone that you see in your way. There's going to be 2 enemies here. You want to shoot them. There's going to be an enemy to your right here. You want to shoot him. And you want to go left. Shoot them. There's some enemies here. Shoot them. And then, no, we're good. So we're going to come up these stairs. All the way to the top. And there's going to be a door. Right at the top. So basically what we're going to do is we're going to do something very unique in this game. This is the only spot where this happens. We're going to basically trick the game into warping us onto the other side of this door. And I bet you're thinking, why can't you just go out of bounds and get behind the door that way? Well, you can't. If you was to clip out, let me just clip out so I can show you. Excuse me. Let me just clip out so I can show you what I mean. If I was to clip out and fall down here, the level plane, okay, that didn't work, but the level plane for this area is basically down below. So the way this game works when you're out of bounds is every area has a plane in which like the default floor level is at, and usually we use obviously that default floor level to warp from out of bounds up to a certain level that we're not meant to get get into that area. This area behind this door, the default floor level is way at the ground. It's basically all the way where the bottom of these stairs are, pretty much. And you'll see why in a bit. But yeah, so we have to clip through this door. And the way we do it is we basically land. We want to trick the game into landing us in a position where the game doesn't know where to put us, and it just warps us to the other side of the door. I don't understand exactly how it works, like internally what the game's doing. I just know that it does work if you do it right, and that's what we want. So there's some things I'm gonna have to explain for this. Let me make a quick save state right here, because if I clip through, I'm gonna have to. It's gonna take a while to get back. So I'm just gonna make a quick save state. Okay, so on this wall here, you will see a tiny black dot. It's just above my head. Let me see if I can enable my cursor so I can show. Give me a second. Properties, capture cursor. Okay, so right here you can see a little black dot. It might be hard to see, but there's a tiny little black dot right here in this wall. This one. Very important. We're going to use this to line up in a bit. And also, you want to pay attention to this fourth box here. This box is very, very important. We want to be paying attention to this, this box. So what you need to do is you need to make sure that you have a gun equipped in your hand. We're going to come up here. We're going to jump onto this railing. And then we're going to do a full back kick combo to get as close to the wall as we can, like this. Close to the wall and as close to the edge as we can get, like this. You don't want to back kick like right into like this wall here, because you're not going to get right on the edge. You want to make sure that you back kick kind of towards the door. So when you get on, you want to back kick back right first, and then try and angle towards the door, so we can get right into the corner. And then what we want to do is, remember that black dot I told you about? It's right there. We want to line the right side of Blade's head up with the black dot. So you want to get it in line with the right side of Blade's head. Like that would be okay. It's not too precise. It's not too precise. Just kind of get it lined up with the right side of his head. It's not too precise. Like that would probably work. And I know it's very dark to see, but again, there's the black dot. It's right there on this wall. You want to line the right side of his head up with this. Also, this skip is the reason we need to use the NTSC version. This does not work on PAL. So if you're struggling to do this, make sure you're playing on NTSC. So when you've done that, what you want to do is you want to pay attention to this box here. And what we need to do, you need to hold L1. You need to hold L1 for this to make sure you do not change direction, and hold jump as well. And we're basically going to do a right jump. We're going to jump to the right, and then we're going to do that thing I spoke about at the start of the tutorial, where if you jump right and then flick back in midair, you can change direction and jump back the same way. So you want to jump right, and then as soon as you see Blade is basically in the middle of this box, you want to then flick back on the left stick to jump back in the opposite direction. It's quite confusing. What that does is, if we do it correctly, we should get warped through the door. So I'm going to try and do it now. Okay, that failed. I jumped a bit too late on the backwards jump. Like I said, this skip is very hard. It's not really consistent. If you do it correctly, it is consistent, but the time is very precise. So line up with the black dot, hold L1 and square, jump right, jump back, and there we go. So that is all about timing. That is all about timing. If you do it correctly, you should get warped onto the other side of this door. So let me show it again. So you also, I didn't put this out. You need to make sure you have the gun in your hand. If you don't have the gun in your hand, you won't be able to line up Blade's head properly with that black dot, and he also won't turn around. When you turn in this game, if you don't have the gun in your hand, Blade won't actually turn. It just turns the camera. So make sure the gun is in your hand. Line up with that black dot on the right side of his head. There we go. Hold L1 and square. Jump right, jump back. That was too late. I could tell that was too late. Like I said, you want to make sure that you do it pretty much in the middle of that that like tile, the fourth tile on the wall. This one, do it in the middle of this tile. So again, line up, hold L1 and square, jump back. That was too late again. I can tell when it's not going to work. It's like I said, it's all just about timing the jump back when you flick back. So line up. Hold L1 and square, jump right, jump back. That was too late again. Also, I should point out, if you're holding square, you want to make sure that you let go of it before you hit the ground, because if you don't, you're going to end up doing another jump again. Don't want that. The back kick onto the ledge. Line up. Hold L1 and square. Jump. That was too early. Like, this skip is very difficult. So don't be like put off if you can't do it. It does take a lot of practice, and even I struggle with it sometimes. That was either too early or too late again. It's very precise. Line up. That was too early. I could tell that was too early. So line up. There we go. Oh, okay. I thought that one was going to work. Apparently it didn't. There we go. Yeah, okay. So, as long as you can just get the timing for that jump backwards, it should work. It is pretty difficult to do. Like I said, this skip is the hardest one in the game. So, you can do this level the normal way. But this level is quite difficult. And what this skip entails, it basically allows us to get the canister without turning on the power. And what that also does is it means that all the enemies that spawn after you pick up the canister don't actually spawn. So you can literally just run to the end of the level without having to worry about loads of enemies trying to kill you. And it makes this level really consistent in terms of not dying. But the skip itself is quite hard. So if you wanted to do it the normal way, you can watch one of my older PBs that does the level the normal way. If you don't want to do this. This only saves about... If you do it first try, it only saves about a minute and a half or so. So, if you don't want to do it, you don't have to do it. Let me try and get it again. That was way too early. Like I said, this is all just about timing the jump. If you didn't want to use the visual cue for the jump, to jump back, you could always just like try and get it in muscle memory. Like, if you don't want to use looking at this, you can always just try and just like get it in muscle memory to jump back. There we go. So once you get through, like I said, you always want to make sure you let go of square if you jump in, because as soon as you hit the floor, you're just going to jump again. It's annoying. As soon as you get through here, you just want to turn left and run this way. That skip will take a lot of practice to do. It's very difficult. Yeah. Once you get through, you want to come over here and grab this canister. Just mash X to grab it. And then you don't want to mash X to skip that cutscene, because if you do, you're probably going to end up dropping the canister as soon as you skip it. So just wait a second or two, and then just tap X to skip the cutscene. And then yeah, as soon as you skip it, turn around, quick turn, run back over here. And what we're going to do is we're going to put the canister against the door. And that allows us to pick up the canister from the other side of the door. So we're going to place it down, just basically run into the door, place it down with X, then turn around, come back over here. And we're going to do another one of those. I say another one of those. We haven't actually done one of these yet. So we're going to do a clip where we basically jump left and then back. So yeah, we're going to do a clip where we do that. Where we jump left and then press back to jump back right. So this skip, because we need to get back out of bounds here to get back in bounds over there to grab the canister. So this skip can be kind of finicky. If you don't do it correctly, you can actually get stuck in the floor. You need to make sure that you end up, when you clip, about here. If you end up down here when you clip, you're going to get stuck. It's not going to work. So you just need to get a feel for this one again. So usually I come up to about here. I don't really set it up per se. I just kind of get a feel for it. And you want to line yourself up so that when you jump left, you're going to trick the game into thinking you're going to land down there on the floor past the railing. So we're going to jump left and then we're going to jump back by holding, by tapping back. So let me make a save state quickly. So we're going to hold L1, jump left and then jump back. And if we do it correctly, we should get into the floor and we can just drop out of bounds. So jump left, jump back, jump left, jump back. There we go. And we can get in the floor and fall. So this is the reason why we can't just go out of bounds and warp up to this area, because the floor plane for this area is all the way down here. So that's why we have to clip through the door. So let me do that clip again. So you just want to practice to get a feel for it. And you want to jump left and then jump back. If you do it correctly, you should be able to get in the floor and just fall out of bounds. Do it one more time. This one isn't too difficult. The only thing that can go wrong with this one is if you do it incorrectly, you can get stuck in the floor. So you want to jump left and then jump back and fall. Once you fall, you want to turn left and run through this wall here. And you'll see this line in the sky. There's like a black line in the sky right here. You want to run towards that, pretty much. And just run. You don't need to jump. As soon as blade disappears, just jump once, and you'll go back in bounds. There we go. What you can do when you jump there, is you can, like, as soon as you've jumped, you can hold left and you'll keep moving. Because if you turn like this, you stay still. But if you jump and then hold left, you'll actually turn like that. So when you jump back in bounds, you just want to hold left to turn, and then you want to come back up the stairs this way. Again, unequip the pistol so you can just mash X to grab the canister without shooting. Grab it through the door, and then quick turn around, and then we'll go back down the stairs. And then we're going to go this way. Usually, if you do this level normally, there'll be loads of enemies here. But since we didn't turn the power off, or turn the power on, should I say, there's no enemies here. And just go right back through the way we came, back to the start of the game. Sometimes there can be stragglers in this room from when you first came into this room. Don't worry about it, just kill them if there is. Sometimes they won't actually bother you, so you could just keep running. I would recommend, if you do see someone in this room, just keep running over here. Because there's going to be 2 enemies that spawn here, and you want to kill them. So you want to drop the canister and kill these. There'll be 2 enemies here. If there is any stragglers, turn around here and shoot them. And then pick up the canister. So I should point this out actually. With the canister, you can pick it up with X like this and drop it with X. You can also pick it up with the punch button as long as you are standing in the right spot and you punch towards it. You can also pick it up that way and drop it that way too if you wanted to. But one thing you need to know, if you have a pistol out, you can't grab it by pressing X. If you have a pistol in your hand, you either need to unequip it and then mash X, or just push forward on the right stick to pick it up. I would recommend, if you have a pistol out, just push forward. If you stand in the right spot, just try and push forward. If you don't feel comfortable doing that and it's annoying, just put the pistol away and then mash X. It's a little bit slower, but yeah. So this isn't the only level you need to use the canister, by the way. There will be some later on, so you do need to get used to know how to, like, control it and pick it up. Yeah, so you want to just come this way. We started the level over there. We're not going to do it that way. We're going to go this way. And with the canister in our hand, we just run towards here, and then the level will end. There we go. So that was Acid Rain. That level has the hardest skip in the game. So don't be put off if you can't do it and you're struggling. It is very difficult. Even I struggle with it sometimes. I usually reset if I don't get it first try, because it loses a lot of time. So you just have to practice it. So yeah, that was the first chapter. That was Kharkov Tower. We just did the first chapter. Pretty simple chapter actually. Like, apart from Acid Rain, this chapter is pretty consistent, pretty easy. And now we've got Layers of the Byron. This chapter has the most boring level, which is City Sewers, where we have to escort Whistler for about 8 minutes, and it's very boring. So, but you kind of you have to do it. So, it's kind of just a way to just chill, relax. I don't like it. I wish you could skip it, but you can't. But yeah, so yeah, well, let's do Layers of the Byron. Alright, so the first level of Layers of the Byron is Delancy St Subway. This level's pretty simple. We're going to basically just, as usual, go out of bounds at the end of the level. Pretty easy to do. The out of bounds can be a little bit finicky, but if you know how to set it up properly, then it's really really simple. So yeah, so basically when you start, there's going to be 3 enemies to the left of you, so you want to skip this cutscene. Turn to the left, equip the pistol. There's going to be these 3 enemies. You're going to want to shoot them. Usually I turn and run towards them and shoot them. Like I said, everything that I do in this tutorial, or I'm explaining, even if you watch this tutorial, I would recommend watching my run as well, my PB. Because my PB is going to have a bunch of little details Whereas the tutorial is mainly going to go over things you need to know and how to do certain stuff. But you're going to want to watch the tutorial for like the proper route and stuff, and then follow along with that too. So when you've killed them, you don't have to kill them to do this skip. I just find it easier to do that. So when you kill them, you want to come over to this this blue like newspaper stand, and what you want to do is you want to line Blade's. You need to have the pistol out of this. You want to line Blade's head up. So he's looking. I think. Let me just make sure it's this one. No, it's not. Yes, yeah, I'm good. I'm glad I checked. Yeah, so you want to basically run forward, and you want to get Blade's head in line with this line right here on the wall. You want to run forward, so basically as he's swaying side to side, this is basically going to be center of your body mass. And then you want to jump. And then what you want to do is you want to turn to the right, and you want to look at an angle like this. It's not too specific. And you want to back kick twice, or back punch twice. If you do it right, you should get forced through the wall. So again, run into this corner, line up his body mass with this line here on the wall, jump forward, turn to the right. Also, when you do this, big note, big note, you do not want to, because obviously when you're like this, you can hold the stick right and you'll spin, like all the way, and you'll spin. You do not want to do that in this corner when you're in this, because if you jump forward and then stand still and try to turn, that's what happens. Like for example, if I was to stand here now and turn, I can turn fine, no problem. If I jump forward and then try to turn really fast, I'm going to end up running. So if you try doing it too quickly, you'll end up running like that. If you jump forward and then try to turn, you're going to end up running, as you can see. So when you do this, you want to jump into the gap and then slowly move the stick to turn him. You don't want to push it all the way, because I'll show you. If I try and do it and I move the stick really quickly, I'm going to end up running out. So make sure when you do this, you jump and you slowly turn the stick. And you want to get to it like about like this kind of angle. Like I said, it's not too specific. You just want to make sure you're at an angle. You don't want to do it straight. You don't want to do it like something like this. Just make sure you're at like an angle along the wall. Something like this should do, like that. Then just back punch twice. Okay, my setup was wrong there. You need to basically be behind the newspaper stand, like at a certain point. Yeah, so, and again, line yourself up with this line so it's in the center of your body. Jump forward, turn to the right, something like this, and then just back punch twice, and you'll go through the wall. So when you're out of bounds, you want to come over to this wall here, and all you want to do is just kind of like line yourself up straight with the wall and just jump forward, and that's it. You want to hold jump and forward for about a minute and a half or so. I don't actually know exactly how long it takes, but you want to just keep holding jump and forward until you see a specific skybox load in. And then we're going to reposition a little bit. You want to make sure when you do this that you are not too far to the right. If you are going too far to the right, you might end up getting hit by one of the trains, because they can actually kill you out of bounds. So be careful. As long as you set it up right, it should be fine. I usually don't set it up, I just kind of wing it, but obviously if you're starting out, you'd want to set it up. So when we see the skybox load in, okay, so here, so you can see like this patch here in the sky. There's like a little bit here and a little bit here. If you run in this general direction, you'll be fine. Just make sure you don't go too far left, or you'll be really far away from the end of the level trigger. So I usually aim towards like here. So when I land and I see this skybox appear, I'll reposition myself a little bit, so I'm going in that direction, and then I'll start jumping again. And if you have a good angle, you should end up pretty much where the end level trigger would be. So we keep jumping. Again, keep holding forward and jump. Don't let go. Again, no matter what you see, don't let go. And then eventually, you will see this area. When you see this area, you want to run towards this black part here, just to the right of this. You want to basically go here, and you want to make sure here. Usually when I do this skip, I'd be a bit more left than this. Just make sure you get this area to load in, and you want to basically jump back in bounds about here. You can see the wall here. What you want to make sure you do not do is do not run too far into the wall and try to jump, because if you run too far in, you won't be able to jump and you'll be stuck in the floor and you can't hit the end level trigger while you're in the floor. So just make sure you jump from a decent distance away from this wall. So about here should do, and you'll pop up in bounds and then you'll hit the end level trigger. And yeah, that's the Delancy St Subway. It's pretty simple level. Pretty simple level. So next is City Sewers. This level is probably the worst one in the game. You basically just do nothing. You have to escort Whistler while he places 3 bombs, and the entirety of the level is dictated on where Whistler is. So there is a few things to know. Don't go too far ahead of Whistler, because it will spawn enemies on top of him if you go too far away from him. Try to make sure that you do not block Whistler. Try to make sure you don't hit him or let any enemies get near him, because anything that causes Whistler to either stop or shoot or get hit will lose you time. If you can get Whistler from the start of the level to the end of the level without him getting hit or stuck, that's perfect City Sewers. So everything on this level is based on Whistler. But obviously there is things that we do to avoid those stuff happening to Whistler. So skip the cutscenes. There's a couple you want to skip through. You want to stay to the left of Whistler here. Don't go near him because he will stop. So just try and stay away from him. Kill these enemies. Don't be holding shoot here in this level. You want to be mashing it. Don't hold shoot. Just tap it, because you need ammo. Ammo is very important in this level. So do not mash shoot. So once you've killed all these enemies, one can be hiding around there usually. Once you've killed all them, you want to come over here and grab this ammo. There's Whistler, who's just planting his bomb. And we want to come over here. And then you want to shoot these enemies here. And then they're dead. So now we're just going to wait for the cutscene. Skip that. Then you want to run forward, and we're going to stand about here. We're going to equip the UV grenades, and we're going to wait for Whistler. As soon as he reaches that little pillar there, now we can go. We need to kill a Reaper in this room. Sometimes they won't die. If they run across that bridge really early, just wait for them to come across before you throw the UV down, or they won't die. Also, make sure that you're standing like away from that door, because then Whistler won't get hit by the UV grenade. So again, in here, kill 2 with the pistol, then get rid of the pistol and punch the last one to save a bit of ammo. Whistler's going to come in and plant the bomb. We can just ignore him. Go over here, and we want to grab this ammo right here. And then we're just going to... Whistler's over there planting his bomb. I'm just going to kick the door. I mean, you don't have to kick the door. You can just walk into it. They're not locked or anything. I just kick it for the sake of it. I'm just going to wait for the cutscene again. I'm going to skip that. I'm going to come down here. Actually, we're going back to where we just came from. So I'm going to stand here in this doorway, shoot these enemies. That guy will drop pistol ammo. You want to be picking that up. So again, make sure you always check in that you're not too far ahead of Whistler, because if you are, it will spawn enemies on him and he will get hit. So kill these enemies here as well. Try not to shoot that door. Try not to shoot that door because it will open. And it can be annoying because then enemies will follow you in this room and you have to waste more bullets. So in this room, you want to basically open the door, go to the right against this wall, and then throw the UV. And then shoot the 2 human enemies, and then the rest that spawn. So there's a human enemy to the left. Oh, I blocked Whistler there. See, he's standing still. Don't stand there. I blocked Whistler. I got distracted because it spawned a bunch of enemies. Yeah, there's 2 human enemies in this room. You have to shoot them. One of them drops ammo, so make sure you wait for the ammo to spawn. If you're too quick. You want to grab this ammo here and jump over here. And then jump over here. Grab this ammo too. Make sure you can get ahead of Whistler quickly here or else it'll be bad. So shoot these guys. Yeah, this isn't an optimal city series because he got stuck, but that's fine. So again, make sure you're not too far ahead of Whistler. That's fine. Come around here. And again, go into the corner just to be safe, because to make sure that if you are too far ahead, then Whistler won't get stunned by the UV grenade. So shoot that guy. He will also drop ammo. Then kill these. And again, wait for Whistler. He's going to cross over onto this side. So there is a little trick we can do here. So make sure that you aren't too fast. You don't want to be too slow either. You want to kill these enemies here. And a bunch of enemies would usually spawn here. Wait for Whistler to come around that corner. But so you want to run quickly here. And we want to get over here. We're going to come around this corner and we're going to throw a UV grenade down to kill that Reaper over there. Reapers can only be killed with UV grenades. Now we're going to wait here. So what I did was, usually where I'm standing, a couple of enemies would spawn to try and come after Whistler when he starts planting the bomb. If we're standing here, when he starts planting the bomb, they won't spawn. So we do that to avoid them from spawning. Now we just wait for him again. So that's the last bomb planted. Now we've got to escort Whistler back to the start of the level. And that's the reason why we can't skip this level, because the end level trigger is literally where the level starts, and you have to just go on a circle, and it doesn't spawn until he gets there. Like the end level tool isn't there until Whistler gets there. So now we have to escort him back. You want to make sure here that you go across here, because this enemy will drop pistol ammo. He won't drop it until Whistler gets to a certain point. So make sure that you go back that way to get it. You're gonna need it. It's the ammo in this level is very very tight, very important. And then we're going back up here again. We want to wait and make sure we're not too far ahead of him. There's going to be a couple of enemies up here that we want to kill. And again, like I said, don't be holding shoot in this level. You want to be tapping it. And we want to equip the UV grenade here. Come around here and throw it down. And there'll be 2 human enemies here. You want to shoot them. I'm just going to wait for Whistler. Oh, here he is. Some enemy will probably come from the doorway and try and come and get you over here. That's fine though. So waiting for Whistler again. Like I said, with this level you do want to probably pay attention to my PB as well as what I do. Also. Yeah, so we're just gonna come over here. Gonna shoot these enemies in here. Again, tapping. Okay, my pistol ammo is not very good. Yeah, my pistol ammo situation is pretty bad. Oh, he's going to get stunned by this, he might. Just throw it here to kill the Reaper and that enemy. And then there's going to be 3 more enemies left. You really do want to make sure you've got enough pistol ammo. These enemies here, the last 3, are fucking annoying. These enemies are, like most of the enemies in this level, go after Blade, not Whistler. Straight away they'll go after Blade. These enemies instinctively run to Whistler. They don't run to you. So you need to make sure you've got enough pistol ammo to spray them down and kill them before they can run past you. I've only got 13 bullets. It is enough to kill them, but I might not be able to, so there's a good chance that one of them's going to run past me and try and go after Whistler. Even with a full clip, sometimes they can run past you. It's really annoying. So you want to take a wide turn, like a kind of a wider turn, and just try and shoot as they come through. There we go. And now we just want to stand here under the ladder and wait. And then it will trigger the end of the level when Whistler comes nearby. And there we go. That was City Sewers. That level is the longest level in the game. I wish there was a way to skip it, but there's not. You just got to kind of do it. It's pretty annoying. And it is the most boring level in the game, but what can you do? There's always one of them in a game, you know, and there's nothing you can do about it. But yeah, so next up, the Big Bang. Again, like most levels, we're just going to literally go out of bounds and go to the end. So you want to mash X, skip the cutscenes at the start, and you want to hold forward so we can run straight away. You don't want to go like directly forward here. You want to kind of like run forward and turn to the right. And we're going to do that glitch where we're going to jump to the right, and then we're going to tap backwards to jump back to the left. So just for an example, obviously like this, so we press left and then press back and we'll turn. But we want to do that to the right, so we press right and then back, and if we do it correctly we can fall under the floor. So let me do that again really quick. Usually if I'm doing a run, I don't do that. I do it like that. Depending what like jump it is, obviously, because I'm trying to go as fast as I can, I just literally tap right and then jump, and then tap back and then jump. So I don't hold the buttons. That's the way I do it. But like the most easiest way to get your head around it is literally just to hold jump, tap right and then back. But I don't hold jump, I just tap it. But you can hold it, it's easier, because then all you have to do is the only thing you have to worry about if you hold it down is pressing right and then back on the left stick. Whereas if you're tapping it, obviously you have to think about timing the jump as well. Again, personal preference. If you want to tap it like this, you can. That's up to you. That's what I do. If you want to hold it like this, you can. That's up to you. If you want to, you know, really take your time and set it up where you like make sure you're going like straight, hold L1, do it that way. If you want to do it that way, that's up to you. But like I said, this isn't that specific. You just need to jump off the ledge and then back. You don't have to be straight at all. You could be at like an angle like this and it'd still work. You just got to basically trick the game into jumping off. So when you're out of bounds, you want to come over here. Now this direction isn't too specific, but there is some things you need to know. So usually I head in a direction like something about this. I don't really set it up in a way. I just kind of run, and then I turn, and then I start jumping. But you just want to kind of go in a direction like this. But there's two things I want to show off with this level, so I'm going to do it again, because there is two things that can happen. So I'm going to go in this direction, and I'm just going to keep jumping till I see some stuff load in. Okay, so here we go. So you'll see this pipe. This is a good outcome. This is the good outcome. This is a good outcome. So just follow the pipe along until you reach this building and hit the trigger. I'll do it again anyway because I want to go over some stuff. I want to go over some things because there's another thing that can happen if you're too far left.
City sewers.
So again, just go out of bounds. Now, I want to show you what happens if you are too far left. So when we see some stuff load in. Yeah, so, okay, so. If you're too far left, you'll probably see this pipe on the left here. That's fine, don't worry. Keep going forward. And make sure that you go like far enough to the right and you'll get this pipe here. So, if you see... Let me go over to the left a bit. So if you see this big pipe here on the left, which is the one that we saw when we loaded in, just make sure you go like to the right more, past the pipe, and you'll see another pipe on the right, which is this one. This is the pipe that we saw the first time we did this jump. So if you see a pipe on the left of you, and you see a big hole to the right of the pipe, just keep going more to the right until you see this pipe. And then when you get to this pipe, just if you want to be safe, you can just come up to the pipe and follow it along like this. There's the room there we want to get into. If you want to be safe, just come up to the pipe and follow it along. If you approach it at like an angle like I did in the first instance, as long as you know where you're going, you can hit the trigger. But there is some things that can happen. The trigger is pretty much along the pipe just before you get to the wall. It's pretty big, but I want to show something that can happen as well if you mess it up. So, if you're coming towards it, as you can see, it's right there. If you go too far right, like I am now, I'm going to end up falling down. You do not want this. If that happens, you want to turn to the left and try and jump back up. Like that. It's like it's not a big deal. Just make sure that if you want to go directly into the trigger itself without having to follow the pipe, you want to basically aim somewhere like this. So just aim towards the corner of the pipe where it meets the wall, just in this direction, and you'll hit it. If you want to do it against the wall, literally just jump along the wall and you'll hit it as well, and then just mash the skip the cutscene. That's Big Bang. Pretty simple level. Now on Quarantine, this level is really simple. We're not do any skips. It's just like a maze sequence where we just have to run from the start to finish. It's really simple, really short. So as soon as you spawn in, we're just going to run left, equip your pistol, and then turn right here. If you see any enemies, try and shoot them. They can be annoying. Follow this around. And then we're going to turn right here. I'd recommend jumping past these enemies, because trying to shoot them can slow you down. Then go right again. And turn right up here. And then right again here. One rule of thumb to note in this level is most of the time, a lot of the time you're going to be turning right. To go right again, left and right. You can only go one way here. You want to jump past these zombies. And now there's a fire pit here. We just want to run against the wall, and you can just run over it. Jump past these enemies. Also, you need to be fast in this level. This level, as you can read in the description of the level, it says avoid whatever is in here and reach the exit to safety. There's a big like dinosaur looking vampire thing that's chasing you through this entire level, so you want to be fast. If you're too slow, you will die. But this level is really easy to remember where to go if you practice it enough. So come down here, go right here, and then right again, up this ramp, and then we're gonna go left here. And now we're gonna do a little tiny detail. It's nothing too big, little detail. So you can see this line on the floor here, and then you can see this hole. This kind of like different texture is a thing where it falls through, like a breakable debris that falls. and then you're going to fall through the floor. So what you can do is, instead of walking onto it and then dropping down, we're going to use this line as reference, and we're going to jump forward. And then we're going to time a backwards jump in midair. So you know how like we can jump right and then jump back left in midair? Well, you can do the same thing forwards and backwards. So you want to jump forward like this, and then in midair, you want to hold backwards and press square again, and it will change direction so you can move backwards. If you do it correctly, it's kind of difficult. I've kind of forgot the timing for it, so I might fail it. Let me make a save state actually, so I can try and show it off. Save state. Okay. So if you do it correctly, what you'll be able to do is you'll be able to avoid getting a heavy landing and be able to quick turn as soon as you hit the ground. Because when we drop down there, we need to basically turn around. So here's what happens if you just walk into it. You fall like that, and then you just quick turn. If you want to do that, that's completely fine. It's just a little bit slower. If you do the jump and then try and land. Okay, there we go. I did it. Okay, so that's what I was talking about. If you jump forward and then jump backwards and time it correctly, you can actually quick turn as soon as you hit the floor, and you can then instantly turn around. That's the fastest way to do it. A lot of the time though, you'll just end up getting a heavy landing. I think it depends where you jump. So let me do it again. I think if you jump too late. Okay, I'm actually doing it really consistently now. I don't usually get this consistently. I'm actually trying to fail it to show you what happens if you don't get it. There we go. So that was the heavy landing. So as long as you do it correctly, you should be able to get an instant quick turn as soon as you hit the floor. Like that. And then we're just going to run this way. Straight up to the top. This is a one-way thing. There's nowhere else to go. Just going to run straight to the top. Going to hug this left wall a little bit faster. And just run right into the, just hug this wall right into the corner, and you'll hit the trigger. And that's the end of the level. So now we're on to blood donors. So this is the first level where the out of bounds stuff is going to get a bit more complicated. Because these levels, there's a lot going on. There's a lot of areas, and you have to navigate around them out of bounds. So up to now, it's been pretty straightforward. You know, most of the out of bounds stuff has been, you know, just go in a straight line. With this level, it's not the case. But I'll try my best to explain what we're doing. So as soon as you spawn in, you want to equip the pistol and shoot this switch here, which opens this door. One thing to note, these doors here are locked. The game wants you to kick them open. You don't have to do that. You just have to shoot them once with one bullet. So just tap one bullet and it'll open. Come around here. We're going to shoot this switch down here. Get the cutscene. Turn around. Jump over this guy. Shoot this door if you can. And then go left and shoot this door as well. And then shoot this door as well. So now there's going to be a bunch of enemies here. I am going to use a UV grenade to clear them out. You would usually do this in a run as well. You could do this skip without clearing them out, but it is quite awkward. But what's going to happen is when you clear out the first bunch of enemies, it's going to spawn a bunch more. But that's fine. Usually you have enough time to get the skip. So we're going to basically come towards where this ledge is, and we're gonna oh, that's interesting. Okay, this save file, I don't have UV grenades on this level, huh? Bear with me. We can do this again. It's fine. I don't usually run the game on this emulator, so this save file doesn't have my up-to-date loadouts for levels. Very strange. It's fine though. Again, just shoot this. Go left here. Jump over this guy. Left here and shoot the door. Right, turn here, shoot this switch. Get the cutscene. Turn, jump over this guy. Shoot this door. And then turn left again, shoot this door. And shoot this door. So I want to get in line with this ledge and just basically use a UV. And then what we're going to do is we're going to equip the pistol again, and we're going to turn around. And what we want to do is we want to line up. Basically, we want to line up Blade's like right side of his head. In line with the left side of the railing. This one isn't really that specific because it's quite a big platform to land on. So you just want to basically get in line with it, and then we're just going to jump onto it, and we're going to run forward to about here. Again, this isn't super specific, just about here will do. And then we're going to do the glitch where we're going to basically jump left, and then press backwards to jump back to the right. And we're going to clip into the floor. So we're going to jump left, then jump back to the right, clip into the floor. And then right here, you want to jump. I probably should have explained that actually. Hang on, let me go back down if I can. So yeah, so you're going to land down here. So you want to run at an angle like this. And you want to jump, keep jumping until you get up top. And then you want to run. Now, this spot isn't too specific. Depending where you end up. Don't go too far left though. So something like this will probably do. I just kind of wing this. Just make sure you're not going like over here. Just go like something like this. And hold jump the entire time. And you'll end up here. If you go too far left, you'll end up clipping in bounds in there. You don't want that. If you end up too far right, like let's say you end up jumping like, you know, over here. That's fine too. Just turn to the left and run up to this wall. We need to be near this wall for the setup. So make sure you're near this wall, and then we're going to run straight and keep running. Don't jump, just run and you'll fall down. When you know you've hit the ground, turn to the left. If you're in the right spot, you'll see this doorway and you'll see this like big like rock. So what we want to do is we want to basically just jump to the right of this rock. It's going to despawn depending where you look, but that's fine. We just want to basically jump just to the right of where this rock would be, so in this direction. Sometimes you can fall down here depending where you were standing, and you won't see that rock. It'll just be black. That's fine too if you know where you're going. If you have a vague idea where you're jumping, you don't have to worry about seeing this rock to know where to go. But if you want to make sure you can see the rock, just make sure that when you're up there, just make sure that you are right against the wall where I told you to walk against, like right up against it, and then walk forward. And if you've got the angle correct, and then you should just be able to drop down, you will see it. If you're too far to the right when you're running, you won't see this. Or maybe it's the other way around. It might be if you're too close to the wall, you can't see it. I'm not sure. I don't remember. Just if you can't see this, play around with it. But you don't really need to see it to know where to go. Just kind of, I guess you could also line up the right side of the camera with this wall just here. Like something like that as well could also work. But yeah, so just line yourself up to the right of this rock, or use the left side of the game window. That's fine as well. And then we want to jump forward. And now you have to be paying attention here. Something's going to spawn in. As soon as you see it spawning, you need to let go of jump. Pay attention. And stop. Okay, so my angle was a bit left here. You'd want to look a bit further to the right so you can end up out here, but this is fine. This is where we want to be. But like I said, if you don't let go of jump, you might end up jumping back in bounds. Depending where you're looking when you do that jump forward, a lot of the time you'll end up like over here. That's better though, because then you won't jump back in bounds. But depending where you land, just know where you need to go. So I've landed to the left of the wall. This is not where we want to be, but it's fine. Usually you'll land over here. This is where we want to be. So I'm not going to actually turn because you can't see. I'm just going to move over here. We basically want to be on this side of the wall. And what we're going to do is we're going to line ourselves up and we're going to run forward. 3 of these these are like jail cells. 3 of these are going to spawn. So we're going to run forward. The 2 and 3. After the 3rd one, we want to turn to the left a bit. It's not too specific. It's kind of turn to the left a bit and jump forward. And you'll see this wall right here. If you see this wall, you're doing good. Just kind of jump in this direction. Like I said, this stuff isn't really that specific as long as you know where you're going. You're just going to get a feel for it and play around with it a lot. So just jump in this direction. Again, not too specific. And we're going to get into the final area right here. So there's 2 things you can do here. Usually, most of the time when I do the skip, I end up like jumping around about here. So I just end up jumping in bounds here. Let me make a save state so I can show you what I am talking about. So usually I end up jumping in bounds here, and then you just punch this wall, a little break. That's fine. It's a bit slow-ish, but the reason why is because usually I'm already in the middle of the jump when I spawn in here, and I end up just jumping in bounds. If you can help it, jump through this wall here, because then you won't have to break that wall. So just getting bounds into this area. You can either jump in here and break the wall. You need to punch the wall, you can't shoot it. Or just jump through this wall. And then when you're through here, come through this door here. And there's going to be a couple of enemies in here. We want to shoot them. Try and kill them all. Come up the stairs. There's going to be a switch on the floor here. You need to run over that switch. Then we're going to come over here. And there's going to be another switch on the floor right here. We're going to hit that. It's going to trigger a cutscene. We're going to jump down. We're going to quick turn, and we're going to shoot this, and that will trigger the end of the level. Skip this cutscene, and then you're done. So that's Blood Donors done. So now we're on to Jaws of Doom. Jaws of Doom has the hardest sideways jump clip that we have to do. It's a very, very tight timing. But once you get used to it, it's not too bad. So start the level. When it loads, we want to turn left. So we want to be holding left when we're skipping this cutscene. We're going to turn left, and we're going to run up these stairs. We're going to come over here. We're going to stand here for a second, and then we're going to throw a UV down. The reason we stand there for a second is to make sure we can wait for all the enemies to actually come to us. Sometimes there will be some left. If there is, just shoot them. It is quite annoying, but that's fine. Right, so we need to get onto this tiny railing. Now, getting onto this railing is actually quite easy if you set it up correctly. It's getting out of bounds that's quite tight. So you want to make sure that you're facing directly straight from this side of the room to that side of the room. And then we're going to hold L1, and we're going to line up the right side of Blade's face with this left line on this railing. So just make sure that the right side of his face is lined up perfectly with this railing. This one is quite specific. That should be perfect though. And then just tap jump, and you'll land on the railing. So now let me make a save state, because I do need to explain this. So we need to do another sideways jump where we're going to change direction in midair. So we're going to jump to the right and then jump back to the left like that by pressing backwards. And the timing for this one is pretty specific. So if you don't time it correctly, so if you wait too long, okay, I did it right there, but if you wait too long, that's going to happen. You're going to end up falling down here. And if you do it too quickly, you're going to just end up doing that. So you need to just practice the timing for this. It's all about muscle memory. Just learn the timing, watch my inputs, watch what I'm doing. And if you get it down right, you should be able to do it perfectly. So you'll end up down here. Once you're down here, you want to jump forward until the level deloads and loads back in. Like that. And then we're going to turn to the right, and you're going to see this prison cell again. Like before, we're going to line up with the prison cell. We're going to line up with it. And we're going to run in a straight line. So you'll see 3. So 1, 2, 3. Once you see the third prison cell, keep going. There's going to be 2 more little rooms. So 1 room and then 2 room. Once you see this second room, you're good to go. So this part of this out of bounds is the most awkward. There is no real specific setup to get right to where we need to go for this. I'm going to make a save state so I can play around with this and show you what I'm talking about. So if you was to jump, like, I don't know, say directly in this direction, it might work. I can't remember if you get stuck. Let's give it a go. Let's give it a go. I think you might end up like getting stuck in bounds somewhere. Let's give it a go. It might be perfect actually. Let's see. I might learn something new myself right here. Yeah, see, that's kind of good. That's manageable. but it's not ideal because when you do it like that, you end up like all the way over there. We need to go in here, but you ended up all the way over there. So then you, I know the level like the back of my hand, so I know where I'm going when I'm out of bounds. So I knew how to get from there to here. But the ideal situation is to get right here. Let's try a different angle, for example. Let's try something like this. Let's give this a go. It's probably not going to work, but let's give it a go. See where we end up. Well, this actually might be really good, actually. This might be perfect. Oh, that's perfect. That's perfect. That is literally perfect. I'm actually annoyed by that. Because when I would do this, I would end up constantly readjusting myself when I'm jumping here to try and turn around the walls. I didn't realize that there was no walls in the way I thought there was. So yeah, that's perfect. So that's what you want to do. So when you get to the end of this this final room here, just kind of line yourself up like this, something like this, I guess, and just jump forward, and you'll end up at that big room. Just keep jumping forward. Okay, so now we're here. So you can go back in bounds pretty much anywhere here. I know there is some spots where you can get stuck. Like there's an electric chair there. Don't jump in the wall there. You might get stuck. Just kind of go through this corner right here. It's fine. Now there's gonna be a bunch of enemies in this room. Technically, you can kill them and trigger the end of the level. But what happens is the game will actually just completely soft lock and hard lock and freeze. And it will just get stuck and you can't do anything. And you have to restart the game. A way to avoid that is to just come in bounds. And we want to run over here, and there's a cutscene trigger. Right here, we're going to hit that. And then we're going to jump forward a bunch of times until we get close to Dr. Grant. So this should be fine. Then you want to equip the UV grenades and throw one down. Then we're going to turn around, and a bunch of enemies are going to spawn. You got to count this. So a bunch of enemies are going to spawn, and you see this corridor here. A couple of enemies are going to come out from here all at once, and then they're going to stop. And then one enemy is going to come through on his own, and then another enemy is going to come through on his own. When that second enemy comes through on his own, that's the last one. And then you can throw the UV grenade. If you know when he's going to run through, you can also time it too. So let me show you. So a bunch of enemies are going to come through, and then one, and then two. So there's the last one. When he comes through, you can throw the UV grenade. If you know when he's going to come through and time it, you can throw it before he's going to come through. That's usually what I do. And yeah, so that's Jaws of Doom. It's not too bad. Not too bad. Okay, so now we've got the escape. There's a lot going on this level. It's another escort level, but we're not actually going to do any escorting because that's slow, and we don't actually in this level. Dr. Grant follows us. It's not like Whistler where we have to follow Whistler and protect him. She follows us around. But thankfully, this level does have an end level trigger that is active, so we're gonna abuse some things, and we're gonna hit that. So as soon as it starts, you're gonna skip the cutscene. It's gonna take a little bit of time to be able to skip it. For some reason, you can't skip something straight away. We're just gonna keep mashing till we can. There we go. You want to go over here, get your pistol out. And we want to make sure that we're standing to the right of the door here. So we're going to quick turn. We're going to face straight. She's going to trigger a cutscene. And we want to shoot all these guys. Don't spray. We need bullets. Just don't spray them. Just kill all these guys. Don't kill them as fast as possible. Because how fast you kill them does depend how fast she moves on. You need to kill them all. Once they're all dead, there's going to be a guy that drops from the ceiling here. You want to shoot him and shoot him. Another guy's going to drop from the ceiling here, so you want to shoot him. Shoot this guy up here. And there's going to be 4 enemies in here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Kill them. You need to kill the enemies here, because what's going to happen is we're going to basically leave Dr. Grant, and like I said, in this game, when you leave an AI companion, it will spawn enemies on them to try and kill them if you go too far away from them, and it's going to do that. And we basically need to get to the end of the level before she dies, so we need to kill all the enemies to stop her from getting hit. If we don't kill them, she's going to get beaten up a lot more and a lot faster, and it's very, very, very hard. It's probably even impossible to get to the end, so we need to make sure we kill them. So there's going to be one more enemy up here, so we're just going to shoot him, and that's the last one we're going to kill. So now over here in this corner you'll see this archway, and there's like a drop here. So right about here in this wall down here, there is no collision. So what we can do is we can line ourselves up in this corner and actually jump over the railing and get out of bounds. So we're going to come over here. Now this isn't too specific, really. It really isn't too specific. You just want to kind of basically get yourself in line with this corner. So just something like this will work. Something like that. And then we're just going to jump. We're just going to jump over, and we're going to go through the wall like that. As soon as you land, like right now, while you're falling, while you're falling, you want to hold L1, right, and square. Because as soon as we hit the ground, we want to do a right side jump. So we're going to do that. There we go. So we jump to the right. And now what we need to do is you're going to see this wall here. We want to get a bit close to it. It's not too specific. Something like this will do. If you can't see the wall, like, it's fine. Just as long as you know where the wall is, it should be alright. It's basically get in line with the wall. Like, and make sure you're facing directly straight along the wall. Like, you'll get a feel for it when you play the game enough to know like what straight is. Because what we're going to do is we're going to do 2 side jumps. Which is going to allow us to unload the level and fall down. And that's going to allow us to jump forward under these stairs before we can get warped back up into them. Which is like the big key of this out of bounds. So I know there is a way to like, oh yeah, that's it. If you want to see the wall, that's my bad, sorry. If you want to see the wall, hold L1. You want to be holding L1 anyway. So make sure you're straight. Then we're going to hold left and square to do the jump twice. So we're going to go 1 and then 2. Now what's going to happen is Blade is going to fall down here. He's going to fall all the way down to the floor. What you want to do after you've done this second jump, as soon as you've done this second jump, you want to hold forward and square. So we're going to hold forward and square. And if we do it correctly, we'll get past the stairs before they load back in. So now we're on the other side of that wall, which is groovy. So when you land here, we want to run forward and turn a bit to the right. It's not too specific, just a little bit to the right. Now we're too far away from Dr. Grant, she's getting beat up. If you turn a little bit to the right, like perfectly enough, you'll end up right here. This is groovy. We want to go through this wall here. Sometimes you could be over here. That's fine. Just running over there too. But this is like the perfect spot right here is where you want to be. So when you get in bounds, you want to turn to the right and shoot this switch down there. That's why we need ammo to shoot that. And then we're going to turn, go back, come down this corridor to this door. And that's the end of the level trigger right here. We're going to mash X because you can skip this cutscene a little bit sooner. And there we go. That's the escape done. That out of bounds is pretty easy. The way that side jumping thing worked, where we fell down and jumped forward, can be confusing. But it's pretty easy when you know what you're doing. As long as you do it right and follow what I tell you, it's pretty simple. So now we are moving on to the only boss fight in the entire game, Project Vorpal. This boss fight can be annoying. In the speedrun, we kind of cheese it, but the issue with the boss is not the actual boss itself. It's the constant vampires that keep spawning. If you're gonna get killed in this fight, if you're gonna get killed in this boss fight, it's gonna be by the vampires that keep spawning. So I'm gonna skip the cutscene.
Incubation chamber.
We're gonna go left here. So in this level, there is 4 pipes. They're all around the room. So when we start, we're gonna go around in a circle to destroy these pipes. Now, there's 2 ways that you can destroy these pipes. So you can just walk up to them, press forward on the right stick to do like a sword slash thing, and you'll stab it like this. So you can do this if you want. It's completely fine. So just do that. Walk up to them, stab them like that. It's completely fine. And there's the last one right here. Stab it like that. And now Vorpal's health bar is going to spawn in the top left. But there is a faster way to destroy them. So it can be kind of awkward to do a little bit. Sometimes I mess it up. But what you want to do to destroy them fast is you want to run over the pipe, and then as soon as you've gone over the pipe, you want to do a backstab. And if you do it right, you should be able to destroy it. Like that. If you run too far over the pipe, that won't work. You need to make sure that you're right on the edge of the pipe. And we can do this for all of them. So again, run over the pipe, backstab. Run over the pipe, backstab. And run over the pipe and the backstab. So that's them all destroyed. That's the fastest way to destroy them. It does save a good, like, you know, 5, 6, maybe 7 seconds actually doing that. Because the animation of you doing it the other way is quite slow. More like 4 or 5 seconds. I don't know. It does save time though. So once you destroyed them all, you are now at the mercy of Vorpal. Right at the start of this fight, I don't know what's going to happen because Vorpal is a dickhead. Once you get into the groove of the fight, you can cheese it and it's consistent. But what Vorpal does at the start is completely up to him. So Vorpal has 3 types of things that he can do. So Vorpal is attached to the ceiling, and he can come down from the ceiling, and he'll just, you know, float there, and he won't do anything, and he'll go back up. That's perfect. That's what you want, kinda, because then you can hit him without him attacking you. He can come down, and he can do a red lightning strike, which will direct attacks directly in that direction. If you get hit with that, it does a lot of damage. And he can also do like a shockwave attack where it releases like a shockwave of blue electric that will like make like a circle on the floor that's going to spread out. That one's not too bad because if it's coming towards you, you can jump over it. But you won't really need to deal with his attacks once the fight starts if you do it correctly. But what he does at the start here is really annoying. So there's a couple of things you can do. What you can do is you can get a feel for where he is. Try and see if you can get a cheeky hit on him before we start the cheese. If you can do that, that's great. If you want to play 100% completely safe and just get ready to do the cheese, you might lose time because you're gonna miss out on a hit. But if you want to be safe, that's completely understandable. You want to run over to this door here. So let me try and see if I can get see where he is, get a cheeky hit. Yeah, so he's right here. He's gonna drop down. And then see if we can get a cheeky hit on him. Okay, no, see, yeah. So he's charging up there. That's what you technically want. When he does this charge up, that's what you want to happen if you go to the door. So what I would actually recommend doing what I would recommend doing is just destroy the pipes. Destroy the pipes and then go straight to the door and see where he is, see what he's doing. If he goes into the middle like he did just then, that's perfect. That's what you want him to do. So we're going to destroy the pipes and then we're going to go straight to the door and see where he is. We're going to come to the door, turn around. Right, so yeah, see, Vorpal's all the way over there. That's not groovy. That's not groovy. Basically, what we're doing is we're going to be standing by this door. and we're going to manipulate Vorpal's AI. So what he's going to do is Vorpal basically does a charge up after every attack. It doesn't actually do anything. It doesn't give him health back. He just does it. And he does it in the center right here. So what we do is if we stand by this door, if you do it properly and you're right by the door, after he's done his charge up, every time he will drop down here and you can just hit him. So he's gonna do his charge up, drop. We're gonna go towards him, hit him, come back to the door. He's gonna do his charge up. As long as we're at the door, he's gonna drop again right here. So we're gonna do an infinite cycle of hitting him standing here, and that's great. But like I said, right at the start of this fight is completely random to what he does. So he could be right here about to drop, and we might be able to attack him. We might not. You might get hit. He might do what he did in the previous attempt where he was right here doing the charge up. If he does that, that's perfect. But as you can see, he's all the way over there, which means he's probably going to come over here somewhere and drop down and try and do an attack. If he does try and do an attack, just try and jump. I think if you jump when he's doing the red attack, you have iframes as well. So just try and jump and see if you can get a hit on him. I'll try and show a couple of variations of this fight if I can get them to happen. But yeah, so let's see what he does. Yeah, so he's all the way over there. That's not good. He's going to try and attack me. That's fine. Now we're going to try and hit him. Get a cheeky hit. There we go. Now we're going to go back to the door. He's going to charge up. He's going to charge up, so make sure we're by the door. Yeah, there he's charging up. So as long as we're by the door right here, he'll drop down right here. So we're going to hit him again. We're going to go back to the door. Now, you want to come to the door, and you want a quick turn, and then you want to walk forward and slash. We want to take these vampires out. One thing you do not want to do in this fight. This fight is really complicated. There's a lot going on. One thing you do not want to do is attack these vampires too much. When Vorpal is at a certain point in his charge up, you want to stop attacking them. If you keep attacking them, you might end up getting a one-on-one cutscene kill where it shows you like a special kill cam of you killing them. If that happens, Vorpal is still able to move around, and he's gonna move, because if this happens while you're in a kill cam, he's gonna drop down or he's gonna move somewhere else, and you're not going to be able to attack him, because when he drops down, he only stays down for about a second and a half or 2 seconds before he goes back up. So if you're not ready to hit him, he's going to go back up. So you want to make sure that when you're killing these vampires, you are making sure that you're paying attention to where Vorpal is. So right now I'm going to stop, and I'm going to wait for him to come down. There we go. As soon as he turns around like that and stays there, you can go back. And then we're going to do the same thing again. I'm going to run to the door, I'm going to quick turn, and I'm going to run forward and slash to stop them from hitting me, because these vampires will kill you if you take too much damage. So now I'm going to go back to the door, and there he goes. He's going to turn around, he's going to come down. I'm going to hit him, and again, just rinse and repeat. We're going to do the same thing over and over again to come back to the door, turn around, run forward, slash. Try and keep them away from you. I'm going to go back towards the door. He's going to turn around, then jump forward and attack him. And we're going to go back to the door again. One thing that can happen, and it is very fucking annoying, sometimes when you go to attack Vorpal, one of the vampires can punch you, because the vampires will spawn next to him sometimes. The vampire can actually punch you when you go to attack him, and if he punches you mid-slash, it will cancel your attack, and then you don't hit him. It's very annoying, and it can happen. And there isn't really no way to avoid it, not consistently, just kind of just hope it doesn't happen. So again, go back to the door, turn around, walk forward, slash, attack these to keep them away so we don't take too much damage, walk back to the door, and go forward, and attack, and again do it again. So in this fight, you can see Vorpal's health bar on the top left. Basically, his health bar will deplete to empty, but he won't be dead. So right here, you'd think, okay, we only need to hit him 2 more times. but you actually need to hit him 3 more times. So after this next hit, his health bar is going to go down to 0. Oh no, that's bad. That's bad. That's bad. Okay, he stayed in a good spot. That's fine. So that was an example of me getting a one-on-one like kill cam in a bad spot. I got lucky there that he didn't move away. He could have easily moved away from there because I wasn't next to the door, but he didn't. So you'd think he would be dead, but he's not actually dead. We need to hit him 1 more time. So again, quick turn, walk forward, do some slashes to stop them from hitting me. Right by the door. As soon as he turns around, go. And then we attack him. And now he's dead. So after you hit him the last time, just run around, mash X, and it'll trigger the cutscene for him dying. And that's the end of the level. I'm going to do it 1 more time to try and show a variation of him going straight to the middle. Like I said, what he does at the start, after you've destroyed the pipes, is completely random. So destroy the pipe. Again, 4 pipes. Okay, that was an example of me getting an attack getting cancelled by getting punched. So 3 and 4. So let's go over to the door and see what he's going to do. Okay, that's perfect. That's perfect. That's perfect. So now he's going to do that. That's what I wanted. So you can get that to happen. And then again, rinse and repeat. Go to the door. Turn around, walk forward and stab. Crowd control, keep them away from you. Go back towards the door. Go forward when he turns around. Stab. Oh, also I completely forgot to mention this. I'll explain it on the next round. So go forward. Crowd control a little bit so you don't die. You can take a lot of damage here by these vampires, so just to be safe, crowd control. As soon as he turns around, jump forward. So right here, when he jumps down, if you're too fast going towards him, that's okay. But he does have iframes when he hits the ground. So if you try to attack him too quickly, once he's got down, he won't actually take damage. So I'll try and show you an example of that on the next attempt. So I'm kind of too far away now to show it. But if you are too fast to attack him, when he drops down, you won't actually damage him. So let me try and do that this time. I'm not gonna be able to. Yeah, they're right there. So as you can see, I didn't damage him because I did it too quickly. So when he drops down, you just want to wait about half a second once he gets to the floor. Like a quarter to half of a second once he gets to the floor, and then attack, and it should be fine. So now the cycle's all messed up, but that's okay. We'll deal with it. He's gonna attack me now. That's okay though. He's gonna go back now. So as long as I don't take too much damage now, that's fine. So he's gonna do his charge up, and he's gonna drop. Go towards him. Attack him. I might die. If I die, it's fine. I'm just going to go on to the next level because you get the idea of what I'm doing. You just keep doing this over and over again. Crowd control to not take damage. Go to the door. As soon as he turns around, go towards him. Attack. Go back to the door. My health is not looking good. Go back to the door. Go towards him. Yeah, see, this is what happens if you get low on health. It's really difficult to survive this level. So you want to be doing the crowd control the entire time, and you want to make sure that you do not mess up the cycle. Obviously, I messed up the cycle intentionally, so you could see that if you attack too quick, it won't actually damage him. I did that on purpose. But yeah, so you get the idea. You want to destroy the 4 pipes. You want to go to the door. You want to see what he does. If he isn't in the center, you can try and attack him if you want, or you can just wait for him to go to the center if you want to be safe. When he gets to the center, he'll do his charge up thing. He'll go up. As soon as he turns around, you go towards him, you hit him, you go back to the door, and then he'll do his charge up. As soon as you see him turn around again, You go towards him and you repeat the entire process over and over again until he's dead. It's very simple when you know what to do, but like I said, the vampires can be annoying sometimes. If they do a lot of damage to you, you can die pretty easily. I don't think I've mentioned it yet, but the damage in this game is completely random. The damage you take is completely random. Sometimes, like, one punch can take 10-15% of your health sometimes. It's completely random how much damage you take. So you probably will die on this level a couple of times. It is rough, but when you get used to it, it's not too bad when you've done it enough times. So yeah, that's Vorpal. After that, we're on to the Arcan Mountain Base, which is the final chapter of the game. This chapter only has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 levels. And it's pretty straightforward. The only levels in this chapter that are kind of technical and kind of difficult is energy stores, and I guess the core can also be classed as kind of annoying if you don't really know what you're doing. But yeah, so now we're on to the Arcan Mountain Base. Right, so the first level is into the mountain. It's pretty simple. There's not really much to say. It's pretty easy to do. So what you want to do is you want to just come over. You can jump over this rock if you want. It's a little bit faster. And here you just want to shoot like as many enemies as you can. There's a couple with guns you want to try and kill, because if they shoot you, they can slow you down. One thing you do need to know is around this corner here to the right, there's a guy with a shotgun. You want to kill him as early as possible, because he can do a lot of damage to you if he shoots you early. So in this room here, what you want to do is, you can see that there's these like rock formations. So right here you see this rock formation. You want to shoot it as you run in. It'll break it, and then you want to throw a UV down. Now, technically in a run you'd want to be fast here. You also don't need to throw that UV down if you don't want to. It's just advised. So when you broke that rock, you want to come up here and you just want to walk up onto the rock, and you want to look around this direction. It's not too specific. Just kind of run up and look somewhere like this. We're gonna hold L1 and square again, and we're gonna jump right and then jump back left to clip into the rock like this. Now, one thing to note: the reason we want to hold it here is because if you look, if you try and move right, you can't jump straight away. Look. So we hold it so we can just hold right, and then as soon as he jumps, then you can jump back. So just angle yourself, hold right, jump, and then click back, jump back, and clip into this rock. Now, the out of bounds here isn't too specific. Again, you just kind of want to turn and just run in like this direction at an angle, and you should load in. Okay, if you see this area, that's fine. Just turn left a bit, and then you'll get to this area here. When this area loads in, that's perfect. You know they've got the right area because you'll see the red light. And you just want to come this way, and we're going to go around here. And now we're going to run. Basically, down there is a door we want to get past, back in bounds. So we're just going to run like this at a little bit of an angle. Not too precise, and then just jump in here, which is past the door. The door's right there. If you wanted to, you could just like go straight there. I think it doesn't really matter. It's just going at an angle is a bit faster because it gets us closer to here. Then just come over here, and that's the end of the level. So now we're on to energy stores. My loadout is also fucked for this level. What I'm gonna do, I forgot to mention pretty much loadouts you need for each level. That's my bad. Because when I started the tutorial, I was basing it off the fact that you could use the memory card file to load my save. But that might not work for you. So I'm going to include the loadouts you need for each level in the description. For this level, you want a 3 pistol, 1 UV. Like I said, I'll include the loadouts in the description for each level that you need. So we want to skip the cutscene. And we want to run forward. There's going to be 4 guys in this room. And you're going to want to just shoot them. Because they are annoying. This guy here will drop pistol ammo. It's completely up to you if you want to pick it up. I'd recommend doing it. I usually do it. If you don't want to do it, it's fine. You don't really need it. So right here, we need to get onto this ledge. Now, if you're playing the PAL version of the game, you can just jump onto it like this. Now, you can literally just jump forward and you'll get on it, no problem. But on NTSC, it's quite difficult. A consistent way to get on is just basically you want to just tap jump and then tap pause and unpause, and you'll always get in the gap. So just jump, pause, unpause, and you'll get in. It's really easy. And then what you want to do is you want to hold L1 and you want to just slowly tap backwards, and eventually you'll fall like this into the ledge. As you can see, I'm like halfway into the ledge, and then you just want to walk forward and you'll fall out of bounds. So when you land, you want to walk forward again to drop down, because you'll land on this like bit of like, I think it's like a generator or something. You want to just walk forward to drop off that. And then we're going to run down here along the wall, and you'll see this elevator spawn in right here. When you see this elevator spawn in, you can do one or two things. You can do a setup where you can like just turn around and just jump forward like that, or you can do what I do and just when you get to the end of the elevator, I just turn left a bit and then run forward like this. And you'll see something spawn in any second now. Yeah, this. So when you see this, you're in the good spot. Just run to the right of it here. Keep jumping. And you'll fall down here. Keep jumping. And then when you get to the edge of this, you just want to kind of angle yourself a bit like this. It's not too specific, just like at an angle. Don't go too far left though. If you go too far left, you will get stuck back in bounds. Yeah, so we want to basically load in this building. If you go too far left, you might go back in bounds here. When you see this load, just come towards over here and then jump over here at an angle again. This one isn't too specific, just kind of go in this general direction. And you'll load in the big power room. Here we go. So you can't go through these pipes, so you need to go around to the edge and then run in bounds here. Then you want to go up the stairs. There's gonna be 3 enemies with guns. You want to try and kill them all. To kill him, and this guy here. And then you want to unequip the gun and mash X to trigger this power. And then turn around, jump down. And then use a UV grenade when you hit the floor. And then we're going to destroy this turret here. And you want to kill these enemies. Again, try and tap shoot to save on ammo. It's not a big deal, but... Also, sometimes, yeah, this door can actually close on you. It's really annoying. So again, shoot this turret. Kill that guy down there. And there'll be 2 enemies around here. You want to kill them and then unequip the pistol. And mash X to grab the canister. And then skip the cutscene, and you want to run down here to about the middle. And you want to drop it. And you want to use a UV grenade. It's up to you if you want to grab this ammo. Not a big deal. And then just grab the canister again. Sometimes there can be an enemy left alive. If he does shoot you, just kill him. If he doesn't, it's fine. You can just go. So you want to go left. And what we're going to do is there's going to be this force field, electric force field right here. We're just going to run into it and press X to place the canister down. The reason we do this is because we want the canister to be inside of it. Also, make sure that you press X to drop it like pretty much as soon as you hit the force field, because this force field does damage you. So you want to drop it straight away. Once you've dropped it, turn around, and you want to go back into this big room. If there's any stragglers, try and kill them, and then just go up these stairs. You can grab this ammo if you want. You don't really need it now though. And we're going to go around here, and then you're going to see the switch right here. Right there, there's the switch. You want to shoot this to destroy it, and then we're going to jump onto this ledge. And then what you want to do is you want to turn to the right, and we're going to hold L1 and walk forward until he like moves to the right a bit like that. So yeah, so you'll be up against this. You want to walk forward until he pops forward. Until he pops to the right a bit. Once he does that, we're going to jump to the right. If we do it correctly, we'll be able to land on the other side of this railing. So let me do that again. Because basically what's happening here is the game thinks we're going to land on this floor that we're standing on right now. But we don't. We land on the other side of the railing, so we just kind of float in the air, and that allows us to jump through the wall right there, because that doesn't have collision. So, like, get on this, look to the right, walk forward till you get to about here. You need to be like as far right as you can get when you do this, and then you just want to jump to the right. And then when you float in, just turn around. This isn't too specific either. You can see like the colors of the wall, so this is quite dark, it's a little bit darker, this part's really bright. You just want to jump through here, anywhere, it doesn't really matter. So the way you do it, if you move forward you'll probably fall, so don't try and do that. Just tap jump once and you'll go through the wall. So now you're out of bounds, just jump along the wall. This part can be kind of finicky. Not too specific though. I'm in like an awkward spot. Let me reposition myself. So when you get to about here, okay, I can't see. When you get to about here, you want to be aiming to jump back in bounds right here. If you go back in bounds here, you're going to be on the wrong side of the wall. If you go too far to the right over here, you're going to end up falling all the way down to the bottom of the stairs. Then you'll have to jump forward until you get back in bounds at the bottom of the stairs, then run back up. You want to aim for about here. This should be fine. Yeah, there we go. If you do it right, you should be able to get back in bounds before you fall all the way down. If you do fall all the way down, don't worry about it. Just go down there to the bottom of the stairs, and then turn around and just come back up and unequip the pistol, and again mash X to grab the canister and quick turn once you grabbed it. What this allows us to do is this allows us to skip blowing up the first generator. It saves about, I think it's about 40-50 seconds, and it also gets rid of a lot of bullshit. So once you picked it up, come down here. There is a thing that can happen in this game. I haven't brought it up yet, but this is the only part where it actually matters now. When you're carrying a canister, you can actually get stun locked. It is completely random if it happens. Basically, what will happen is if you get punched while you're carrying the canister, you can either press X or the right stick to drop the canister. But if you get punched in a certain way, sometimes you just can't drop the canister while you're getting hit. It's impossible, and you're basically stun locked. You can't do anything. You can't get out of it. You're just gonna die. If it happens, it's completely random. There's nothing you can do. So you just gotta hope that it doesn't happen. If you want to be safe, what you can do, if you don't want to avoid getting stun locked, what you can do is basically when we get down here, we're gonna run to the left into a big room, and we're gonna drop the canister and use a UV grenade. If you want to be safe, you can run down here, drop the canister somewhere around here, then go into the room, use the UV grenade, then come back and get the canister. But that's really slow. If you want to do that, it's fine. But if you want to be fast, then just come over here. And we're going to run into this room. Sometimes a guy will come from the left here and punch you. So what you want to do to try and avoid this is to try and run in this direction here and get in the room. And then you want to drop the canister, equip the UV grenade, throw it down, and then pick up the canister again. So then we're going to go into this room. There's going to be a couple of things that can happen. It's quite annoying. I'll explain it. So you want to go this way. Now we're going to go up these stairs right here. There's going to be a guy at the top of the stairs with a gun. Sometimes he will either run and take cover or he will shoot you. If he shoots you, I would try and run up the stairs. If you get far enough up the stairs past him, he will go and take cover. He should do. If you don't want to do that and you want to just be safe, you could just drop the canister here, shoot him, and then go up. And then there's going to be a second guy basically above where I am right now, around the corner up there. He can do the same thing. He can either run and take cover or try and shoot you. So yeah, this part's RNG. Perfect RNG will be that they will both run and take cover. Bad RNGs, they both try and shoot you. If the second guy tries to shoot you, you will want to shoot him. But like I said, you cannot drop the canister on the stairs. It won't let you. So you either want to drop it down here to shoot him or run past him and hope he runs back and then shoot him. I think you can drop the canister on the stairs if you stand in a specific spot, but it's kind of awkward to do. So let's see what he does. So we're going to run up the stairs. Right, so we run and take cover. That's good. That's perfect RNG right there. If he doesn't, you want to just try and run past him and see if he takes cover. Then we're going to run past this guy. Okay, this guy also gave us really good RNG where he also take cover. This is perfect situation right there. Most of the time, one of them will take cover. It's very rare that they both don't and both try to shoot you. But depending what happens, it just depends on what you want to do. You want to just play it out, depending on what they do, whether you try and shoot them or try and run past them. It's up to you. But yeah, just run past this guy and just run here and you'll trigger the end of the level. So yeah, that's probably the hardest level in this chapter. There's a lot going on and it's quite awkward. So now we're on Out of the Fire. This level's really simple. Again, you need a 3 pistol, 1 UV. What we're going to do as soon as we spawn, we're going to go to the right up the stairs and we're going to run directly into this corner as far as we can get into the corner, and then we're going to turn around. There's going to be some enemies here that are going to try and come after you. I'm going to kill them just for the sake of explaining. You can do this trick without killing them. I'm just going to kill them just for the sake of me having time to explain. So you want to get right in the corner and you want to turn to the right, and then you see this wall right here where this light is. You basically want to turn so that Blade's head, the right side of Blade's head is kind of lined up with this wall here. It's not too precise, just kind of line it up like that, and then you want to press jump. Okay, so yeah, I wasn't too far right enough. So again, get into the corner. Basically, look somewhere like this. Kind of get his head to the right of the light. And we're going to tap jump and we'll land on the railing. Once you're on the railing, you want to turn to the right, look around this direction, and just jump backwards. And you'll get out of bounds. The reason we look in that direction and jump backwards is because jumping backwards in this game actually makes you jump further than forwards. So it's the most consistent way to get out of bounds. But if you jump backwards, there's a good chance that you'll end up loading in another area. So the reason we angle it so far to the right when we jump backwards is because if we were to jump straight backwards, we'd load in the area behind us. And if we jump looking left, we'll also jump and load in the area. So you want to look to the right and jump backwards. And then when you get out of bounds, you just want to turn left, jump along here until you load in the next area. Okay, so when you get here, sometimes you can actually pop back up. If you're under the map, it's fine. Just run around this way and jump forward and you'll pop back up. and then just run in here. So now one thing you can do to save time is for this next part we actually need to equip UV grenades. What you can do is if you know where the trigger is that will trigger the cutscene on this elevator right here, you can actually just press up on the D-pad to equip the UV grenade right as the cutscene triggers, which will skip having to equip it when you get down. If you don't get it, it's fine. Basically just after this cutscene, you just want to mash up on the D-pad to equip them. So I'm going to try and equip them when it starts. Okay, I got it. And you just want to throw it down, and then you skip this cutscene, throw another one down, equip the pistol, turn to the right. There'll be 2 enemies here. They're humans. You want to kill them, and then you can just run into the elevator and trigger the end of the level. So if you don't equip the UV grenade at the top of the elevator, just skip the cutscene and just mash up on the D-pad and X to throw it down. It's literally a really minor time save. And then just after you killed them, just run in here. And that's the end of that level. So now we're on to Bloodsuckers. This level used to be the hardest level in the game. Glitchless, it is the hardest level in the game by far. But in 80% it is pretty simple. So again, when you start this level, you want to equip the UV grenade straight away. We're going to skip the cutscene. We're going to mash up on the D-pad to equip them. And then we're going to get right to the center of this corridor here. So about here, and then we're going to throw it down. Equip the pistol, look to the left. Kill that guy right there. This enemy can be sometimes annoying. He can either be standing out in the open, which is good, or he can be taking cover behind this. If he's taking cover behind this, wait a second, and he will pop out to shoot you, then you can shoot him. Right there, I got really bad RNG where I actually managed to stun him while he was behind the railing. So I couldn't shoot him, so I had to move forward. But you need to kill him as well. Once you kill him, just quick turn. Go this way. Oh yeah, these enemies can block you, they're quite annoying. Go this way, go left. And we're going to jump over this railing at an angle to get down to the bottom floor. Not too precise. Then we're just going to go this way. Alright, so when we go through it, we're going to go left. And there's going to be a turret right here. We're going to destroy this turret. And then what we're going to do, sometimes what can happen, it's really rare, but that turret, when you destroy it, it can actually fall down here. If that happens, that's really annoying. You want to try and push it out the way. But once you destroyed it, you want to get right here on this platform as close as you can to the turret. And we're going to basically do another side jump and then back jump to trick the game into making us land down here, but we're actually here and we're going to fall through the floor. So this jump is actually kind of tricky to get the timing down for, even though I mess it up sometimes. So we're going to jump back, clip into the floor, and then we're just going to run forward and jump, and we will get up here. This ain't too precise. As long as you have the angle right, you just want to run forward and then jump and you'll get up here. And basically what this does is this gets us up here without having to turn the bridge. Then we're just going to go over this way, follow this path. So now we're in the final area. Usually what you would have to do in this level is you would have to go to the helipad to get the dock. She'll then come and destroy this machine thing here, which will then open this gate. But luckily, for whatever reason, I don't understand how this works or why it works, it just does. What you want to do is you just want to come to the center of the door and you want a quick turn, and then you just want to jump backwards, and you can clip through the gate. It is kind of awkward to do sometimes it doesn't work, but it is pretty easy. Just kind of get in the middle, quick turn, jump backwards, and you should clip through eventually. Might take 1 or 2 tries. And then that's the end of that level. And now on to the final level of the game, the core. It can be kind of annoying, but it's not too bad. All you want to do is you want to skip this cutscene.
Mountain core.
I'm going to go to the left a bit. I'm going to jump down. and you want to try and jump through this smoke, because it will do a bit less damage if you jump through it. Then we're gonna stab this pipe. Then we're gonna turn to the right and we're gonna jump down into this water. This water will damage you, so you need to be fast here. We're gonna run into this corner. And then we're gonna basically turn a little bit to the right towards like this direction. Then we're gonna try and jump up. And we're gonna land here. And then as soon as the smoke stops, we're gonna go and we're gonna stab this pipe. Now, one thing you can do here, I'm gonna make a save state so I can show this off really quickly. One thing you can do is off to the right here, we can actually jump across this gap. If you want to do this strat, it's probably the most consistent in terms of not losing health, but it is quite difficult to do, and if you mess it up, it's probably going to be slower than just going around. What you want to do, if you want to do it, is you want to turn to the right, and you want to kind of angle blade to be facing in between these two enemies right here. We're going to turn to the right, like something like that. You want to get him to line up that way, and then we're going to run forward, and we're going to jump right as we hit the ledge. Right there I got hit. Sometimes the enemies will notice you if you're too slow, so you need to be fast when you do this. And then we're just gonna try and jump when we get onto the gap, onto the edge, and then we can make it across the gap. It's kind of a finicky jump. I wouldn't really recommend doing it. I don't do it in my runs because you need to jump right on the edge. If you jump too late, you're just gonna fall. So yeah, just line it up, jump right on the edge, and get over here, and then you just stab this last pipe. If you don't want to do that, you want to just quick turn, jump back this way. If you're low on health, you can either, if you're low on health, you can run up here and grab this health kit and then jump down. I jumped too late. Yeah, you can go up there and get that health kit and then jump back down onto the platform. So you can come up here, grab this health kit, and then jump down here to land on here, and then go and stab the pipe as well. If you are fine on health, then you just want to basically just go around and come around here, and then jump along here, jump through this gas, and then stab the pipe. Yeah, depending which way you do it, that's up to you. And then once you get across over here, yeah, see, I jumped too early then. This jump's kind of precise, like I wouldn't recommend it. And again, my angle was wrong there. I wouldn't recommend doing this. I'd just go around if I was you. Yes, we're going to jump across here. And then stab this last pipe. Mash to skip the cutscene. And then we're going to quick turn. And then what we're going to do is we're going to basically come over here. And we're going to basically do a thing so the enemies can't attack us. If you're low on health, you could pick this up as well here. You don't really need to. We're going to run up here, and we're going to come to about here, and we're going to walk off of this ledge. And then what you need to do when you fall, it's very important. When you fall, you want to hold L1 and back right on the left stick. That's going to get us right into the corner. What this does is this prevents enemies from falling on top of you and clipping you through the floor. That can happen. So we're going to do this for around, I don't know, like 15-20 seconds. When we feel that we're good, we can stop. See, they kept falling still. You want to keep doing it for a little bit. And then when you feel it's good, you can stop. And then we just want to wait for Whistler. So as you can see, Whistler is he's over there planting his bombs. He's got to plant 3. So he's going to plant that one, and he's going to come, and then he's going to plant that one, and he's going to go into the middle, and he's going to plant that one. Also, another enemy just fell off and knocked him there. This part's really annoying because the enemies can fall on you. If you play the PAL version, you don't have to worry about them falling on you because they all like just stand still. But on NTSC, they just kind of try and run at you still. But we do this to avoid having to deal with all the enemies while Whistler's placing the explosives. So we do this to basically cheese the level. Yeah, now Whistler's going to plant the second bomb.
Explosive device planted. One more to go.
Now he's going to go plant the last one, which is in the middle. Yeah.
Explosive device planted.
So now he's planted it. Now what we're going to do is we're going to try and turn like the face towards this way, and we're going to just quickly tap forward to turn around. When we see Whistler walk past us, we're going to jump forward and we should be able to land on the platform. Like so. And then we're just going to run up here. You don't have to worry about Whistler at the moment. Just run up here.
Get your ass moving.
And we're just going to go all the way up here. And we're just going to stand at this doorway. And eventually the cutscene will trigger. As soon as the cutscene triggers, that's time. That's the end of the run. And there we go. And there it is. That's play 2. You have learnt the speed run. I mean, no one's probably going to learn the speed run, but if you do, then wow, congratulations, you've learnt the speed run. And that's it. So yeah. Like I said, I will include all of the weapon loadouts that you will need in the description in case you want to set them up manually. I'll also include timestamps as well for each level. But yeah, that's it.